And for those who don't know, the People's Supper was a project that I co-founded with several friends in the wake of the 2016 presidential election cycle, noticing at the time, which unfortunately, right, it still remains consistent, the sort of vitriolic nature of our politics and how it was seeping into the fabric of our um, day-to-day life, insofar as people were beginning to talk to one another not as people, but as um, avatars on a screen who they were having an
Mhm.
argument with, right? And so the People's Supper was really started out of a desire by myself and to colleagues and friends to create spaces for folks to have a conversation again in a way that felt um, generative and based in our shared and understanding of what it is to be human. And so using the dinner table as a space, as a common space where people, regardless of where you come from, who you are, we all need to eat, right?
Mm.
Um, and that as a sort of incubator and technology for story-based questions that unlocked for people the ability to be authentically themselves, even as we were tackling in those conversations, everything from differences in racial identity and their implications to political differences to helping folks navigate how they think about themselves as members of the community. So we did a series of suppers several years ago in Erie, Pennsylvania, and one of the questions we asked is, "Why do you call Erie home?" This was a broad variety of stakeholders from different socioeconomic, racial, religious backgrounds. Um, and so that project, which started as a project called 100 Days, 100 Dinners, and was intended to be a way to shift the conversation in the first 100 days of the first Trump administration. So wanting people to be able to talk to one another as human again has been ongoing since then and
Mm.
um, has done over 2,000 suppers across the
Mm.
world, and it's been a really powerful, I think, experiment in micro community. And what sort of communities can we create in sharing a meal over a short period of time, and how might we be transformed by the invitation to bear witness to one another's stories and in bearing witness to one another's stories affirm our humanity, even if there might be issues that we deeply disagree on. Um, that's not to say it hasn't been challenging. It isn't to say that there have not been things at those tables that have been said that have wounded or transgressed, but how do we create the container through which we can address that, right? It's a practice. And I think
Mhm.
at its best, communal faith life is about practicing what it means to be human with one another for the sake of creating the conditions for flourishing for all of us to thrive, both in relationship to one another and relationship to the natural world of which we are a part. And so that is sort of, I think, a concrete example of one way and one technology that I've used throughout the course of my lifetime as a tool for thinking about how we create spaces of belonging.